Hey guys, so I wanted to make some videos over an EMT, my process of becoming an EMT, maybe some videos into those of you that are looking into becoming EMT. Perhaps the most qualified person to talk about the process of becoming an EMT is a struggling EMT student. So that's what I am. So I want to talk about what an EMT is. An EMT is someone that rides in an ambulance, pretty much. They are with the paramedics and the medical side, if you want to say that. So for the ambulance, it's going to be like paramedics, EMTs in the ambulance. On scene, there will also be firefighters, police officers, animal control, whatever else there needs to be for the safety of the public, pretty much. EMT stands for Emergency Medical Technician. So that's what I'm schooled to be. Actually, it's an EMT-B. The B is for basic. There's also EMT-A for advanced. And then after that is paramedic. So all paramedics were once an EMT, or at least qualified to become an EMT. The length of school for EMT, it's like 1 semester. I believe it's another semester for EMT advanced. And then 2 years of schooling for paramedic. But I mean, it all just depends on where you go. The duration, intensity, and what the state requires you in terms of length of duration, number of hours, all that. EMTs will drive the ambulance, stock the ambulance, refuel the ambulance, make sure all the equipment in the ambulance is up to condition. You can't really have any of that stuff failing. Tourniquets, stop bleeding, change bandages, do a lot of assessments of patients, patients' vitals, breathing, listening to lungs, listening to their breathing, does it sound right, checking circulation, finding out medical history, writing patient reports, which are then presented to the hospital with the patient, so we can help further their care and what we have and what the history we've obtained and medications that they're taking, what the events leading up to them calling us was, if it was physically demanding, what it was, what they were around, chemicals, whatever it may be. So some of the personality traits that are good for an EMT, definitely outgoing, well-spoken, confident, kind of clean-cut. They like clean-cut because, patients are secure. And with clean-cut, you don't have a bunch of face tattoos, hand tattoos. If you do have tattoos past the sleeve, you have to wear things to cover them up, at least in school. I'm sure the hospitals are a little bit more lenient on that. I think piercings have to be taken out. You have to shave every day for class. You have to be completely clean shaven, and that's to look professional, but also we wear masks and safety devices to protect us from infections, blood, spatter, guts, throw up, whatever it may be. You don't want that in your system, so you need to keep it clean so you can cover it up well. But again, like fire departments, still see who has the coolest mustache or whatever it may be, and sometimes paramedics will be rocking some facial hair, but school, it's clean cut. For hair, it has to be pretty much short hair for boys. Girls, if it's long, pulled back. Nothing crazy, no crazy hair colors, natural colors kind of. And again, it varies for once you go to get a job after that. So that's for school. You will wear a uniform, and you'll also wear the uniform to class and to clinicals. As you progress in the schooling, you'll start to get out there and get some real time, start practicing some of the techniques you're taught, just so you get a feel for it. You build your confidence up, and you ultimately become a better EMT. You will wear the polo. It's like kind of like slack pants, belt. You want to have a wristwatch, stethoscope, and then you wear black boots. They're kind of non-slick. I think that's it for the uniform. So where I go to school is actually a community college. Again, the EMT course is 1 semester, and I'm actually in the summer semester. So normal semesters for my college would be 16 weeks. The summer semester, however, is 12 weeks. So it's the EMT program with 4 less weeks. And by law, we still have to meet our clinical hours of, I think, 180, 190, whatever it is. So we have to be pushed out into clinicals faster. We have to really push for chapters, get all that. So it's really fast-paced. So how to join would be looking into hospital programs, if they're offered. Some hospitals, schools, colleges, mostly you have to at least be 18 to become an EMT, to start schooling for EMT, and that's just for legality reasons. You have to have your high school diploma. Just look at colleges near you. If you're enlisted at a university, they usually have paramedic EMT programs. Just look into it. EMT is good for people that are medically inclined. So if you're interested about the human body, if you like being hands-on, if you want to do a lot of practicing of medicine. I know a few kids in my class are in med school, but then they take a few years off, or a semester off, or just push for summer just to become an EMT and certified. So while they're in med school, they can still practice something that's medical, and they get hands-on experience and confidence working with patients, what the hospital system is like, a job that pays at least somewhat, compared to other either restaurant or whatever they're working in their field that they intend to keep paying for and keep going to school for all these years. So they want to make sure it's the right career choice. I know a few people that are just odds and ends, a few people that are teachers, just some people that are drawn to it right out of high school. What to expect in school and what to expect as an EMT are two different things. So in school, you're expected, again, clean shaven. You want to study a lot. You want to study, because at my college, I don't know if this is for all colleges, but to pass and be able to apply for the state test to become certified as an EMT, you have to at least have an 80%. Now, there's a lot of people that's difficult for, but getting an 80% is considered a C within the program. A C is an 80 to 89, and then a B is a 90 to 95, and then an A is 95 to 100. So you really have to apply yourself if you want to get those good grades. There is a lot of people that go for EMTs, so you want to make sure you do well in the course, just so you look better application-wise. You don't want to look like you just got by on the skin of your teeth or whatever it may be. Always on time. You have to, you stay awake. You can't, it's not an easy, just fall asleep in class or anything like that, whereas general ed classes or whatever it may be, you can't skip. And in terms of the demand for school, you have to do 5 to 10 chapters a week, attend class for that week, and then on top of that, do clinicals. And clinicals are outside of class, and you have to meet clinicals. You have to schedule them in advance. You have to go fill out, do a bunch of paperwork there, actually do the jobs of EMT, whatever it may be, whatever the patients are that require. I haven't done a clinical yet, but I'll be doing that in a week or so. And so the overall price for my college, I'm in-state tuition. If I would go out of state and attend another school, it'd be much higher, but for me, it's right under $3,000, $2,500 for the uniform, for class, for lecture, for lab fees, all that. And then from there, the only added expense would be the state test. And in order to take the state test, you must be certified through a school. So I'm in class right now to be certified from a school, and once I'm done with school, I go and take the state test, and I have to pass the state test to become a certified EMT that can work within Florida, or transfer and try to apply at other states if I want to do that. And then the actual job of an EMT is showing up on scene, helping out the paramedic, helping to assess the situation, trauma, stop bleeding, splints, really transport the patient, get them as fast as you can transported to the hospital where they can receive proper care if that's what it is, or if it's minute injuries, help them with that, help them with medication, if they're having trouble breathing, if they've fallen, whatever it may be, if they need to be transported to a hospital, EMS is there. If they're having troubles, medical, EMS is there. And sometimes it'll be small calls where nothing happens, and sometimes it'll be car accidents and other traumatic things like that. Pretty much, if there's a dead body and anyone stumbles upon it, EMS is there to either put in their 2 cents and try to help. People that just pass with age, and then no one notices. EMS is there. Suicides, whatever it may be, people that attempted suicide, EMS is there to help try to save them. So it can get pretty extreme in what you will see. I won't really get into the gruesome stuff, but it is a gruesome job. You have to have a stomach for it. You can't be looking unprofessional. You know, when that patient needs you, you can't be trying to throw up or making gross faces. No matter what it is, your job is to be there to help, and EMS and paramedics are to help people that no one else wants to help, pretty much. So, you know, if that interests you, if you like hands-on, and by hands-on, I mean hands-on, EMS is a great thing for that. One thing I like EMS over like traditional hospital fields is EMS brings everyone to the hospital. EMS will do a little bit of damage control to the people. So all the patients that are in the hospital and it's bad, well, it was a lot worse before EMS transported them. You know, they either cleaned the bleeding, they removed them from scenario or situation. Again, car accidents, bandaging them, splints, tourniquets, whatever it is to reduce the damage done. Just bringing them to the hospital, and I think that's pretty interesting as opposed to being confined to you know, place in the hospital in a big white building. So that is pretty much an intro to EMT from an EMT student. I will be doing bi-weekly video updates, so every 2 weeks. 12-week course, so I should be doing 6 videos in total, in depth of my school process. Just going like really detailed if you're actually really interested. This is again just an overview to the video series I will have lined up after this. So I hope you guys are interested. Maybe if you guys are interested, I hope you guys look into it, do your own research, read a lot about it. You want to do a lot of research before you get into it, and then just keep learning about it. Everything you can learn before classes start helps you out that much more. Alright guys, I'll leave you to it. Have a good one.